This is Derek Gibbons at ChiroLoop, and what I'm going to show you today is going to be very, very helpful to anybody who thinks they have too many passwords and too many logins. We're going to show you how to manage all of that. I'm going to show you how to do it. I'm actually going to show you how it works today, and then at a different time I'm going to show you how to do it. So first, let's just see if you're even interested in learning about it. And if you are, next week I'll show you how to set it all up and do it, okay? So here's basically what we're talking about today. Most of us have many websites that we have to know login names and passwords to. We're talking your personal bank account, your business bank account, your ChiroLoop account where you get your invoices and open support tickets, your actual website backend so you can log in and make changes. You have your email address, your personal email address, probably even a throwaway address or multiple addresses. Then you have your business address and maybe even multiple business addresses. You have your RSS feed reader, your chiropractic associations, their member sections. You have your social media, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Pinterest, Tumblr, Reddit, Disqus. You get the point. There's probably even more than that. And the problem that you have is when you're trying to keep these straight, you probably end up a lot like this guy here, okay? So I'm not going to read this out loud to you. I'll post it on the blog if you want to read it. Basically, we have a guy who's doing something that should take about 5 minutes, realizes that he doesn't have his password, can't log in, has to answer security questions that he cannot remember, and has a complete freak out. Okay, and we've all done this. And one of the reasons is because half the time we don't even remember what our login name was. So first thing we have to do is go in and tell it, hey, I don't remember my login name. Can you send that to me? And then you need to give them your email address. We have so many email addresses that we don't know which email address to try. So we try 2 or 3 of them before we get it right. And then they send us something telling us our username, which we then have to use to try to get our password. But then they don't send us a password, do they? They send us a link to reset our password. So we click on the link, we go to reset the password, and then when we're resetting the password, we do it wrong 3 times because we had to add an extra digit, or we had to add a capital, or we had to add a special character. Anyways, by the time it's all done, this thing has taken 15 minutes, driving you crazy, and all you get is the next time you go to log into that same site, you're going to have to do the whole thing over again. All right, so what I'm going to show you is how never to have to do that again. I assure you that I have 10 times as many passwords as you do, and I can keep them all straight. I don't have to remember any of them. All of my passwords are 20-something characters long, use uppercase, lowercase, they're randomly generated, they have special characters, and I don't have to remember any of them. I don't even have to type them in. Right, so this is what I'm going to show you right now, okay? I assure you that if you watch this and you take the time to set this up and it doesn't take very much time, you'll be so sorry you didn't do it a year ago or 2 years ago, because this has been around for a long time. So right now, I'm just going to show you how it works. And then next week, I'm going to show you how to set it up. So what I'm going to do to show you how it works is I'm just going to start logging into different things. TheOldReader.com is an RSS feeder that I use to get all of my news. When I want to log in, instead of having to put in my username and email, I just hit Control-Alt-A on my keyboard and it puts it in for me and logs me in. I don't know what that password is. It's very long. I have it in a database. I can look it up if I want to. But it's 20 characters plus long. It includes uppercase, lowercase, and special characters. We can try Yahoo. I don't actually use a Yahoo email address, but I do use it for fantasy football. So I do need to log in at certain times of the year. So I'm going to click sign in. And again, I don't know what my username or my password is. So when the screen pops up, it's going to ask me to put that information in. And I'm going to pull it directly from the database by hitting Control-Alt-A. And again, 20 plus characters long, special characters, uppercase, lowercase. Let's try Facebook. Oh, another thing, all of these passwords are different. Alright, so if somebody were to crack one of my passwords, that's all they would get is that one password. They would not get any other passwords. Every single one of my passwords is different. Let's log out of here. And last but not least, let's just do Pinterest. I think you're getting the point. Again, Pinterest. I have no idea what my login is for this. We're going to hit login now, but I know that I have it in my database. Control-Alt-A, and it's just going to log in for me. So there we go. So I've logged into all these accounts. I can do it anywhere. Now all of this is synced too. I want you to know it's held on my local machine in a database, but it's also synced to my Google Drive account. So any computer I'm on, this database I have access to. And this is the database right here, and it's a company called KeePass, right? So if you wanted to go there, you go to keepass.info, and it's free software. It's open source. You can download it, but I'll show you how to use it. Okay, there's a good way to use it where you don't risk losing your database. You know, obviously, if you had all these things on a database and you lost your database, you can imagine you would have to go through each time, and you know, with each account, say you lost your password, so you'd have to start all over again. The other thing is, when I go to make passwords, I actually use KeePass to make my passwords for me. So if I'm on a site, I just go here to make a password, and you can see if you click on this button, this is the kind of password we're making here. But I actually take it a step further, and I usually do with specials, so I do 20 plus specials. And you see this is the typical kind of password I have. So we've got weird characters. It's 20 characters long. It's percentage points. It's got all kinds of crazy looking things. Something that you would never remember. It's, you know, virtually impossible to crack. And every single one of my passwords is different on every single site. So I don't have to worry about somebody breaking into my email and then also being able to get into my bank and all my other things. So anyways, that's KeePass. It's wonderful. I love it. You'll never have problems again with passwords. And I'm going to show you the correct way to use it so that, one, you don't risk losing it, and two, you make sure no one can take it from you. Alright, so we'll do that next week. If you want to just go ahead, go to KeePass if you want to get ahead of me. That's totally fine. But next week I'm going to show you guys how to use it. So if you get this blog next week and you're not interested, just go ahead and delete it if you don't want to do this. So just a heads up. Also, if you have friends that you think would benefit from this, please go ahead and, even if they're not Carloop customers, go ahead and click the Facebook like or the Twitter like, and that'll go ahead and at least show to your feed so they can take a look and throw in something helpful so that they can benefit from it too. Alright, thanks a lot.